219-218-9323. That's 219-218-9323. Or log on to gigahertzpc.net. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in.
You're listening to Valparaiso Crusaders Baseball, live on the Arena Sports Network.
I've been known to be mistaken for Groucho Marx. Just talking about lookalikes here in the press box as we come back from the break.
That's the second time I've gotten Mark from a break. the first time with Valpo.
Pay attention to the commercials, Mark.
Yes, the first time was with with Valpo. We were in South Bend at Kovaleski, and we had done a pitching change. There had been a pitching change, and Mark thought it was one number. It turned out to be another. And Mark said, and I came back from break and what? Matt Hopner will now pitch for the Wildcats.
We're not saying anything obscene. That's the important
No.
Yeah, we will not take any liberties, even though it's the internet.
You want us so bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially when the sport of lacrosse comes up.
It's another inside joke someday we'll explain. the opinion of George Carlin about lacrosse. We'll leave it at
just the comedy of George Carlin, period.
That's kept us going on some long drives.
It got us going yesterday. Kyle Schneider will lead off the eighth against Hopner, who's on. And Coach Schmack said that he would see a lot of arms today from NU, and they have not disappointed. Both teams have put a lot of pitchers in today. Here's the pitch to Schneider. It's upstairs for ball one.
Well, and we expected that. Coach Schmack expected that from Northwestern.
Yeah.
Was not hoping for that for the Crusaders, but things didn't work out.
1-0 pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Who's up? Are you up? I'm not up. He's up.
Yeah.
The 2-0 popped up. Right side, foul and out of play, and the count is now 2-1.
If you want to see a piece of classic comedy that's brilliantly written and performed, go to YouTube and pull up George Carlin's Baseball versus Football.
And the version you have to get, the version you have to find is the version he did in 1990. He did it twice, once in '84 and once in '90. Get the 1990 version. The pitch popped up. Right side, first baseman waves off everybody. Now the second baseman says, I got this, takes care of it, 1 down to the 8th.
It's one of the most brilliant pieces of comedy that you will ever hear.
And I repeated it to Mark word for word, and I nearly made us crash. No. It wasn't that way. It was the one where George Carlin talked about the different kind of sports where I nearly made us crash because you were laughing hysterically.
That's right.
1 down to the 8th. And here's Pac-Man, J.P. Pakoko. Pakioko. Doggone it. I'm sorry. The pitch. Fastball strike right down the middle. The count's 0-1. You know Liz is laughing at me right now, right?
Absolutely.
And I know her first response. You never get names wrong. Oh, yes, I do. The 0-1 on the way. Low with a breaking ball, and the count's now even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Want to thank everybody for tuning us in here on the Arena Sports Network. Go to thearenasportsnetwork.com and check out all the happenings, including our new ASN Daily Digest presented by Starbucks of downtown Chicago. The pitch swung on and slashed foul on a play to the right. Over everything.
And we will be back together for baseball on Friday afternoon and night. We'll be doing.
I get to spend 2 games with this crazy fool who's going to make me laugh for 7 innings, and I don't care one bit because I love him to death. I've loved working with him from the time I had him. The pitch swung on and popped up right side again. First baseman will make the call, has the ball, 2 down in the inning.
We'll be greeting you from Gary, Indiana.
From the Steel Yard.
For the Gary South Shore Railcats Challenge.
And Portage and Clark will play the first game. And the Portage Indians have a very special player, and I will see his family. The fellow's name is Blake Logsden. He committed to Purdue North Central. And I will get a chance to see him, Baby Bear as I like to call him. He's like my little brother. First pitch found out of play by Bartolomucci for strike one.
And then the second game on Friday that we'll be broadcasting is Lafayette Central Catholic and John Adams from South Bend, which should be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Next one, fastball high and outside, and the count is now even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let me say good luck to another dear friend of mine, Dr. Michael Prince of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. He's getting ready for Prairie View A&M baseball. That'll come at the top of the hour. Next one, swung on and popped toward right, and the right fielder drifts back, makes the catch. Easy inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Crusaders. In the top of the 8th, we go to the bottom. It is Northwestern 12 and Valparaiso 3. You are listening to Crusaders Baseball on the Arena Sports Network.
Do you suffer from severe chronic pain caused by a back or neck injury, migraine headaches, or a work injury? Take heart. Midwest Interventional Spine Specialist is the region's leading provider of minimally invasive, non-surgical pain treatments. For more than a decade, physicians and patients in Munster, Dyer, East Chicago, Hammond, Hobart, Merrillville, St. John, and Valparaiso have turned to Miss First for effective relief of even the most severe and painful conditions. Our board-certified, fellowship-trained experts use a wide range of minimally invasive techniques to dramatically relieve your pain. In fact, for more than a decade, Miss Specialists have been first to deliver proven effective treatment innovations for spinal pain and other conditions to patients throughout northwestern Indiana. For more information, pay us a visit at 8840 Calumet Avenue, Suite 103 in Munster, or give us a call at 219-836-7246. The Midwest Interventional Spine Specialist, first in proven pain solutions, first in patient care.
You're listening to Valparaiso Crusaders Baseball, live on the Arena Sports Network.
Okay, somebody's not being nice here in the booth, and I think he's just trying to wake up by dancing.
Hey, I've done that before as a
I've done it too.
Not as a scoreboard
I've
operator.
done it too. Mark Farina, Brian Snow back here at Rocky Miller Park in Evanston. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's all Northwestern, 12-3. They lead.
You know, when you announce 45 games in a season
for
high school football,
yeah,
you got to do something to keep your body.
Yeah, especially when they're in one stadium.
Well, and,
I've done it.
Yeah, but you know, you get those Saturdays when you get 3 games that I've had to announce. Sometimes
four.
Yeah,
sometimes 4. I had
4 is torture.
I dealt with that in 2009 when I was the PA voice at Gately Stadium on the south side, which went through a great renovation. Here is Antonio Frisket.
He is
and Mr. Frisket is 1 for 4.
1 for 4. No.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Fouled at the plate for strike 1.
Are you sure he's 1 for 4?
He is 1 for 4.
No, 3.
4.
No, I'm missing something here. 1, 2. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Here's your sign.
It was the 4th inning. He made the last out in the 4th inning. Okay, that's right.
The 0-1. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. All right. You told the story about the non-ambient light. I'll tell the story about the squeegee. I started after this pitch. A ball, a strike, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning here in Evanston. The pitch, swing and a foul out of play to the right, and the count's 1-2. Mark and I were in Joliet covering Roosevelt and St. Francis. First game of a doubleheader went 13 innings. It was in the 12th inning when they were getting the park ready for the season, the Joliet Slammers, and we hear on the glass behind us. They were squeezing in the window. 1-2, slashed foul into the Northwestern dugout.
The radio booth there is surrounded on all 4 sides
by glass
windows.
And to think we went back there some 4 weeks later to cover the state playoffs.
That's right. Yeah.
But we were sitting outside.
That was funny.
Oh, that was a blast. That was a blast. 1-2 again. Curveball. Call strike 3 on the corner. Inside corner. 1 down in the 8th.
And here's Reed Hunter stepping up for the 2nd time in the ballgame after Nick Linney had done quite a bit of damage.
Hunter took a pop in the back.
Well, let's see if we can retire them for the 3rd straight inning
without a run. It's just the first 5 that got us. Well, we got a couple back in the 7th. Here's the pitch to Hunter. A swing and a drive toward right. Going back is Pac-Man, and he's got it.
2 up, 2 down.
2 up, 2 down in the 8th.
Stepping up to the plate, number 23.
By the way,
the
if
right
we haven't
fielder,
mentioned, there is
Yeah.
let's take a look here.
And here is the one person that has driven us nuts all day, being a prototypical but terrific leadoff hitter, Luke Dowd, who is 4 for 5. He struck out his last time up.
By the way, that's Zach Walsh that's on the mound, the senior out of Batesville, Indiana.
Here's the pitch to Dowd. A liner caught at third, inning over. And for the first time today,
3 up, 3 down.
3 up, 3 down, go the Wildcats. We go to the money frame. We call it the 9th inning. Your score at the end of 8. It is Northwestern 12 and Valparaiso 3. You're listening to Valparaiso Crusaders Baseball on the Arena Sports Network.
At Midwest Interventional Spine Specialists, you can trust in Northwest Indiana's first team in pain management. For more than a decade, the MIST team has proudly served the residents of Northwest Indiana, providing accurate diagnosis and innovative treatments for spinal pain and many other types of acute and chronic pain. Each of our physicians has achieved board certification in as many as 3 different specialties. They are actively involved in ongoing research that keeps their practice on the leading edge of the profession and are often called upon by area hospitals to lecture on pain management. Over the years, each has been recognized as a leader in the field and earned a strong reputation for delivering excellent results and genuine compassionate care. To them, nothing is more rewarding than helping patients with severe pain regain the kind of normal, active life that the rest of us take for granted. For more information, pay us a visit at 8840 Calumet Avenue, Suite 103 in Munster, or give us a call at 219-836-7246. The Midwest Interventional Spine Specialists, first in proven pain solutions, first in patient care.
You're listening to Valparaiso Crusaders Baseball, live on the Arena Sports Network.
It's the final inning, and what do we call that? We call that the money frame. The money frame brought to you by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. Visit tcfbank.com for more information. TCF Bank, surprisingly, TCF. And Mark and I got another funny story from Joliet. It seems like the weirdest stuff happened to us in Joliet last year. We were covering a softball doubleheader with Roosevelt and St. Francis. What is it with those two teams? And we called the game from this...
It's like an observation
Observation
it overlooks
type.
4 different diamonds.
It overlooked different softball diamonds, and we were freezing.
We were freezing, but on top of that, it was because the doubleheader was delayed a couple hours because the umpires didn't show up.
Nope. The umpires thought
and
it
they-
was a 7:30 start and not a 5:30 start.
Yeah.
Third baseman, number
And we're
4,
like, what?
Spencer
That was-
Mahoney.
And it was a doubleheader sweep for Roosevelt for that
And
outstanding freshman, all-freshman team their first year.
it included a slam. We go to the 9th. Want to thank all the folks that have tuned us in. Here on the Arena Sports Network, we thank you and we love you as Jack Quigley delivers a strike, the side armor, to Spencer Mahoney. And Mahoney, 0 for 4, reached on an error and scored in the 7th inning.
A la Kentacolvey of sorts.
A little bit like Kent Tekulve. And he stands tall, too. The 0-1 to Mahoney is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's not a complete submariner. He's more because he comes at the last second, kind of overhand with his wrist.
Quigley, 6'4", 225 out of Birmingham, Michigan. Another Michigander. The pitch. Fastball inside. And it's 2-1. Now the sun has peeked back out. Next time we'll be with you for Valparaiso Baseball is Saturday. And we will come to you from Emery Bauer Field. From the stretch, the 2-1. Swung on and hit toward left. Left fielder shading his eyes and... he got it. Wow.
He had that late afternoon sun in his eyes. He battled it all the way and went down to his knees to finally make the catch.
Lenny made the catch, and for the
Number 11.
I haven't had a chance to say it often because there have been so many of them, but I will say hang a star on that one. One out in the 9th.
That was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I don't care if you've got sunglasses on or anything.
The pitch to Edwards is a strike, and the count's 0-1 to Jeff Edwards, who is 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
Particularly to left field here.
Mark and I will be back together Friday from the Steel Yard in Gary. Lined up the middle and through for a base hit for Jeff Edwards. He's now 2 for 4. And that is hit number 7 for the Crusaders.
Now, this ballpark faces east,
Yes.
southeast rather than
Number 1, Mark
north
Johnson.
and west, north and east. So the sun field is a little bit different here. The sun field is very much left field and center rather than like right field over at, say, Wrigley Field.
Mark Johnson to the plate. He swings at the first pitch and grounds a base hit in the left field.
That's his
Two
second hit
hits.
of the ballgame.
2 hits in the inning. Back-to-back singles with 1 out.
And even though it's a little bit late to do it, it's good to see the top 2 and 3 hitters getting on base.
And good to see this kind of momentum being built toward a big series this weekend
Against
against Youngstown
Now
State.
batting,
Here is Grant Yoder.
the Tuxedos from
number 27,
Youngstown
Grant
State.
Yoder.
Yoder struck out swinging in the 7th, leaving 2 runners aboard. He swings at the first pitch, a fastball, and the count is 0-1. 1 out, 2 aboard. Edwards at second and Johnson at first, both with singles with 1 out here in the 9th. After we're done here, we'll give you the final totals and get you ready for Friday from the Steel Yard. Next one. Swung on and hit toward deep left. Linney racing back. He's got it. 2 down in the inning. And the Crusaders are down to their final out.
That was considerably easier, even though he had to back up on the ball because it was so high up in the air. The sun, not as much of a factor.
Gave it a good ride, though.
So Michael Mormon will be the
Now
last hope
batting,
in the ballgame.
33, Michael Mormon.
2 down in the 9th inning as the Crusaders will try to keep this inning going.
Mormon is 1 for 4 in the ballgame with a double to lead off the 4th.
The pitch to Mormon is outside for ball 1.
But he was left stranded along
That
with
he was.
two of his best friends. 2 innings where we were, basically left stranded with the bases loaded.
1 ball, no strikes. Out of the stretch, the 1-0. Base hit to left field. Edwards will make the turnaround third. Linney comes up firing. The throw is going to be bounced in front of the plate. Scoring is Edwards. It's 12-4.
Nice piece of hitting for Mormon. He gets his second hit of the ballgame and an RBI. And that's actually, I believe that's his second RBI.
It is. 2 RBIs.
He had a ground out RBI in the
Now at
7th.
bat, number
2 RBIs for Mormon. It's 12-4.
Dallas.
And Nate Pallas to the plate. Pallas, who came in for an injured Andrew Bynum early in the game. Hitting at 157 at this juncture. First and second, 2 down in the 9th. The pitch. Fastball strike right down the middle of the count, 0-1. 1 strike to count here in the 9th inning.
And, it's not particularly easy to come in in
No.
a situation like that where you're
No.
not, maybe you didn't even take any batting practice or anything, to come in cold like that.
Yoan is bounced into left field for a base hit. And Johnson stopped at third. He'll come around to score. And it's 12-5. 10 hits now for the Crusaders. They made this respectable, at least.
Do we count that as an RBI? I think so, an RBI.
Yes.
Okay.
Base hit and an RBI for Nate Pallas.
And Mormon makes his way to second on the play as Mark Johnson comes in to score.
Here is Kyle Schneider. 12-5 our score here in the money frame.
Let's make it uncomfortable right here for Northwestern.
The pitch from Quigley. Fastball strike on the inside corner. The count's 0-1.
Schneider's 0 for 1 in the ballgame. He flied out.
You know what to make this interesting?
Sure.
1 over the fence.
Yeah,
We'll
it would
see.
make it real interesting.
We'll see what happens. The pitch. Bounced foul
Foul
off the
his
foot
Yeah.
of Schneider, and the count's 0-2, and that will bring the Crusaders down to their final strike. It's on its feet. 0-2, 2 down, 2 on, and 2 in for the Crusaders.
We've had a nice crowd here today.
The 0-2, fastball inside, and the count's 1-2.
We pointed out Schneider from Mishawaka.
Mm-hmm. Former
down-
Penn Kingsman.
Just down the road from Valpo.
A ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on, and 2 in here in the 9th. Quigley sets at the chest. 1-2. Called strike 3. This ball game is over. So Schneider goes down looking
Ball game.
as the Crusaders get 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and they left a pair. And we will wait for the final totals in just a moment. Final score 12-5 in favor of the Northwestern Wildcats. Mark Farinas, my partner, and I'll tell you what, Valparaiso made this very interesting in the night. And as you said, it may have been a case of too little, too late, but at the same time, they did make it interesting. They did get some hits together.
And they didn't lay down, and that's important. They could have very easily just kind of mailed this one in after about the first 4 innings. And the difference in the ballgame was that initially at the top of the order, they took advantage of it. They were able to score some runs early and not leave runners on base. On the flip side, unfortunately, we left runners on base a couple times. One time with the bases loaded, another time with the bases loaded, we had a double play, fly out, throw them out. That's the key, and it's been one of the things that's hurt the Crusaders so far. Has been their lack of the ability to take advantage of those RBI situations. But if you're going to lose a ball game, lose this one. It doesn't count in the standings. Now let's giddy up and do it like we did this past weekend with Wright State.
A chance to concentrate
against
on Youngstown State
in Horizon League play,
and a chance to even further get back into the Horizon League standings. And the biggest reason that Wright State has an advantage right now in terms of the standings, they've been able to get more games in.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the only reason. But Valparaiso has proven they're able to hang with Wright State. They have to be able to hang with Youngstown State this weekend. It's a big weekend. Friday's game is at 3. Saturday and Sunday's games are at noon, weather pending. And if there are any changes for Sunday, if there are any changes, we will definitely let you know. If there are any changes in the schedule, while we tell everybody what's going on, we now have our final totals presented by Gigahertz. They look like this for Northwestern: 12 runs, 16 hits, and 2 errors. 10 left on base for the Wildcats, and for the Crusaders, 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. They left 11 on base. Dan Tyson's the winner, 2-2 on the year. Ellis Foreman's the loser. He is 1-3, no save. This game was played in 2 hours and 58 minutes. And now I turn to Mark Farina for some final thoughts.
Well, again, it's the top of the order, taking advantage of the situations, driving in the runners when you got them in scoring position, and Northwestern very much did that today. We did not until later in the ballgame, but you can give credit for the Crusaders. I mean, they didn't lay down and mail in the check in the last few innings.
They sure did.
Some guys off the bench did a nice job, and there's no consolation prizes, but you learn from this, and let's go out and take at least 2 out of 3 and maybe sweep the Penguins.
We'll see you this coming Friday. Mark and I will be coming to you from the Steel Yard in Gary, Indiana, for the continuing coverage of the 2014 Railcats High School Baseball Challenge. And then yours truly will be flying solo on Saturday and possibly Sunday as the Crusaders host the Youngstown State Penguins. Again, 3, noon, and noon, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That'll do it for us here from Rocky Miller Park in Evanston, Illinois. Your final one more time: Northwestern 12 and Valparaiso 5. The preceding has been a presentation of the Arena Sports Network, and we hope that you enjoyed it as we have enjoyed bringing it to you. We're going to go say hi to some people, and then we're going to go out south for a little bit, and we will see y'all on Friday. Have a great night. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. So long, everybody.